Hello?
Up? What's up? What's up?
Hello, have
Hello,
you been here
hello.
before?
No, this is the first time I actually just heard about your show from one of my favorite comedians, Ryan Davis.
Yes, Ryan Davis is one of I love Ryan. He's such a supporter of the show. What's your name, baby?
My name is Neil.
Neil, where are you calling us from?
Um, I am calling you guys from Ventura, California.
Ventura, California. All right, Neil, Ventura, California. How old are you?
I am 37.
37. What do you do for a living?
I work at a convenience store as a cashier.
Convenience store, cashier. All right, this is Neil, Ventura, California, 37. Do you have any kids?
No.
No kids. When's your birthday or zodiac sign?
Birthday's April 15th.
That's an Aries. That's an Aries, right?
Yes.
Okay. What kind of woman are you looking for?
Um, the majority of the time that I'm looking for is a lot of very quiet, nerd likes a lot of like history or old school music, old school movies. Not very flashy, very tomboyish. Like doesn't get dressed up, doesn't do the whole dress up thing very often. Maybe throw on a t-shirt and some jeans, as opposed to doing her hair all the time and getting in dresses and skirt. I mean, that's cool. I definitely appreciate a woman who goes out of her way to dress up. But 9 times out of 10, she's just chilling.
Okay. I don't want to be offensive, but this is an overwhelming comment. Are you looking for women only?
Yes.
Okay. So we got that clear. Women only. Women only. All right. What's some deal breakers for you?
Um, One of the biggest ones would have to be emotionally ready for a relationship. I think a lot of times when I've gone on dates with women or spoken to women, a lot of times they are not exactly in a headspace for dating. A lot of times they want to kind of see, they're just kind of testing the waters, but in reality they are still maybe caught up on the last relationship they were in, or they're dealing with family stuff. So that has I want you to kind of be 100, like if you put yourself out there like on a dating site or anything like that, like be 100% in the mindset of like I'm really trying to build something with somebody.
Okay. Can she have kids?
Um, yeah, it's fine. I mean, I've tried to date single moms, but I just feel like that's a whole uh different world to be in.
Tell me why.
Because you'll never be priority. The kid will always take priority no matter what, no matter how many, how much you try to, you know, take take her out or do things. Like her schedule will always be for the kid first. And whatever energy she has left will be the energy that she'll have to, go out with you.
Got you. I was just talking about this, and I was telling women that they need to start talking to men about why sometimes men, not all men, because not all men, there's some men who don't want no more kids, so they love women that already have kids. So that's a desire. But then there's some men who are like you, who are a little reluctant. So I'm happy that you gave that explanation for your perspective. Do you want kids yourself one day?
Yes, I mostly think about adopting. It's an idea that I've had
Why would you adopt? You don't want to use your own genetics?
because I feel like we have a lot of kids already in this world, and I just want to give an opportunities to, kids who have been in the system for a long time. Like there's plenty of kids out there, and and plus one of my best friends, he was adopted, and that story of how he was adopted and what he went through inspired me to kind of really say that like that's what I want for myself.
Okay. Neil, so when was your last relationship?
2017.
So you don't gotta answer this question, but when's the last time you was intimate with a woman?
Uh, Probably when I was in that relationship.
So that was when?
2017.
So that's that's 5 years ago. So you haven't had sex in 5 years.
No.
Are you waiting for a relationship, marriage? Is there a reason why you've been celibate?
Relationship.
Waiting for a relationship. Okay. And so you don't want your own biological child one day?
I mean, if it happens, I'm open to the idea. But like I said, I've just always had the idea of adopting.
Adopting. I understand that. All right. What's the age range you want to date?
Youngest would be like 28. Oldest would be to my age.
So, do you want her to be in Ventura, California?
Um, yeah, I mean, like well, I'm actually in the process of moving. Actually, next week I'm going to be getting out of California pretty soon.
Where are you going?
I'll be moving to Florida.
Moving to Florida. Okay, so you want the woman in Florida?
Yes, yeah, that's the last stop in terms of my chapter in life. Like I plan on, living the rest of my life out there.
Okay. Back to you, Neil. Does the woman have to look a certain way?
No, I mean, because looks aren't forever. Looks can end up going away after a period of time. My whole thing in this stage of my life is you need to have a personality, because I've met a lot of people who are gorgeous, who look beautiful, but they have a horrible attitude and personality. So I would prefer the woman to have a great personality, so that we can have great conversations and discussions and whatever, to and also look good as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you mentioned earlier, so you want to adopt, and then you kind of alluded to that you don't really want a woman that has a child. So you would want to be with a woman who doesn't want kids biologically herself one day?
I mean, I'm open to the idea of dating a single mother. Every time that I've tried, it's just never really worked out.
Okay.
So, yeah, so that's the thing. Like I've definitely made an effort to date single moms. It just never really worked out for me.
Right.
If I get the opportunity to date a single mom, then I'm definitely willing to try. But now I'm in a better mindset of, like, I'm never going to be first. I didn't have that
and
mindset
I understand the
before.
explanation, but what I'm saying to you is, because you said you want to adopt and necessarily have your own biological child. So if you meet a woman that doesn't have kids, she would have to basically not have a desire to have children, correct?
No, I mean, she can definitely, if I'll present her with the idea that I've had in terms of adopting, and if we're on the same page, then great. If not, then she's not the person for me.
Because, okay, so that's the point I'm trying to make. So you do not want a biological child then?
No, I'm leaning more towards the adopting thing.
Okay. You haven't had sex in 5 years, which I admire. Has that been a struggle for you?
A bit, yeah.
Oh, it has been. Okay, got you. So, but you want to wait until you're in a relationship. So I'm just curious, y'all gonna use condoms, or she be on birth control for life? How would you prevent in a relationship, a committed relationship, not getting her pregnant?
Well, my rule is, like, in relationship, when it comes to intimacy, my whole thing is just, like, I have this condom rule that I pretty much sternly stay behind when the relationship is new. And after we've been together for a good amount of time, I would say 4 to 5 years, I feel like that is a good, in my mind, that's a measure to me in regards to, like, okay, this girl is really going to be with me, like this. There's no, if, like, we're in it for the long haul, this is not just some figuring things out, like, we really are here for each other sort of thing. And then that's when, that's just how I've always, because I feel like you don't really know somebody after you've been with them for, not a year, not 2 years. Like, I would say 5 years is a good amount of time.
Okay, before I ask the second question, first question, do you want to get married one day?
Yeah, but it doesn't need to be some, like, huge celebration with, like, a DJ and, like, how
so you
people
want to
go
date
on.
a woman? So you want to date a woman for 4 to 5 years before you would marry her?
I would say being engaged by, like, year 4.
So the whole time while you guys are committed, for 4 years, and you're 37, so you guys are at a certain age, you would be wearing a condom in a committed relationship for 4 years with one person?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not normal. I mean, it's definitely unorthodox way of thinking, but that's just how I've kind of lived my life when it comes to romance and relationships.
Okay. I feel like that's long. There's some people that agree with me that think that that's long. But then someone just said there's married people that use condoms. Well, what is the point of being married if we gonna wear a condom? I feel like I guess everybody's marriage is your own marriage. Do as you do. But let me tell you something. That's the one time I feel like you shouldn't be using condoms, because that should be the safest space is marriage. This is not you. I'm responding to a person in the comments. But I don't know. Everybody's marriage is different. But I don't think I don't understand why you be wearing condoms if you're married. But back to you. You have your own path. Maybe we'll find someone that would align with that. But I think that is long to be committed. Like, I'm not talking about you out here and y'all dating each other, but y'all rocking. You're potentially thinking about marriage, and you still want to wear a condom for like 4 to 5 years. That's a long time. You're 37, so that means if you met somebody right now, 38, up until like 43, 44, you want to still be wearing a condom. So after marriage, would you not wear condoms?
After we're married, yeah, then we would like or engaged, then
And then will
done.
she have to be on birth control?
I wouldn't be telling any woman how to when it comes to that sort of
But you
thing.
don't
When it
want a
comes to like,
biological child. That's why I'm really asking you all these questions, because you're telling me you don't want a biological child. So I'm just trying to think, how are you going to prevent that?
it's not a matter. Okay, so I'm gonna fix what I was saying.
Okay.
So if if I'm with the woman that I'm with and we so happen to have a biological child, then we have one. I just, in my preference, I would like to adopt.
Okay. Okay.
That's just that's how I've always grown up thinking like I want to adopt a child. But if it so happens that we have a kid together, then we have a kid together.
Got you. All right, we're gonna keep going. Why do you think you're single, Neil?
Um, well, because I've always said that I'm an acquired taste.
Okay.
You know, a lot of people, because I don't fit the one of the biggest things is because I don't fit the standard uh stereotypical man. You know, I'm not this thugged out, you know, hood dude at all. I have no inkling of that in me. You know, I'm a very shy, quiet person. Majority of the time I keep to myself. I'm not out here partying. You know, I'm not a gym rat, so I'm not going to the gym like every single day, you know, getting ripped. You know, I don't really care about cars or sports or any things that you see a lot of men participating in. Um, a lot of times I'm into like very things like old school cartoon shows, old school music, documentaries. I love going to museums, all those type of things. So a lot of times, and I'm a big superhero DC Marvel fan, so I spend a lot of time with my friends watching those type of movies and things like that.
Okay.
So a lot of women don't find that, find that odd, as opposed to, like I said, your typical, like I said, manly man, a man's man or whatever. Because that's just not me. I'm this bad boy image, and so I get a lot of flack for it because I'm sensitive. I like to talk about my emotions, and so a lot of women call me, homosexual, like half these comments, because I share what I'm thinking. I always share, like, so if I'm in a relationship with somebody and I have a problem with something that happened in our relationship, I'm not going to bottle it up and then go out with my friends or, keep it to myself or anything like that. What I'm going to do is we're going to sit down like two adults and we're going to have a conversation.
Okay.
um,
So
about
why would a woman be lucky to be with you, Neil?
um, because I'm going to do the nice guy thing. You know, I'm going to for the time that it takes for me to talk with her, get to know her, and things like I really want to roll out the red carpet for her. You know, I really want to make her feel special. I want to make her feel like she's wanted, that someone actually wants to be in a relationship with her, and yeah.
Okay. All right, let's do it. This is Neil in Ventura, California, 37. He works at the convenience store cashier. He's no kids. He's the Aries. Give them your Instagram name.
Valentine Vision 2020 is my Instagram handle.
Valentine Vision 2020. So VALENTINE VISION 2020. All right, baby. Thank you for coming on the show, boo.
Thank you so much.
No
Have a good
problem.
night.
Have a good night, babe.